All right, let's go to the Big 12. Let's talk a little bit on the top 10 Cyclones, or maybe they're just outside of it at 11.
Tied at 11.
They love talking about that. But Texas Tech heads to Jack Trice Stadium this weekend to play the top 15 Cyclones, who are looking for a college football playoff berth. Texas Tech had talent, has also shot themselves in the foot multiple times this year. So the slate's a little lighter, and we haven't gotten a chance to break down the Clones on the full show. So now we've represented all fan perspectives on the main show, which we love. So we'll go to Jake first for his brief thoughts. You can also check out his full thoughts on his Iowa State fan perspective live on our YouTube right now. Give that a listen for a full breakdown with JT and Jake, our Iowa State team. But Jake, what's your general Spark Notes version for this matchup?
Well, first of all, this one, shout out to Texas Tech for letting Baylor hang 59 on them at home a couple of weeks ago. This one could have been a big game. Like, this could have been a top 25 Texas Tech team coming to town. Should have won last week against TCU. That one was even worse in brutal fashion. The reason I wanted to highlight this one feels like the Big 12 game of the week, and nobody ever wants to talk about any Big 12 games and their big game breakdowns. So I figured we might as well highlight it a little bit. I think while I trust Iowa State coming off of the bye against, I'm assuming Baron Morton's going to play at this point from everything that I have seen on Twitter and things like that. I think Texas Tech has the athletes offensively to still keep up in this. I mean, you saw what UCF did. Now they have a different play style. Ja'Curry Brown's a lot more, he puts a lot more vulnerable spot on Iowa State's defense with his speed and size. That was the quarterback at UCF than maybe Baron Morton does. But I still think you got Taj Brooks. I think those receivers are still elite. And if things just come out slow at 2:30 on Saturday with maybe some weird weather, this one could be interesting. But we'll have to see how Iowa State responds and maybe gets healthier after they just got back from the bye.
Let's go down to the world's biggest Cyclone fan, and JP, who predicted a 12-0 undefeated season. What do you think, JP?
12-0. It's the rush offense versus the rush defense here. Iowa State's really struggled against the run this year. And it's not just because of injuries. I feel like they've also got some issues just in the interior and how things are playing out. But I think Texas Tech's good on the exterior, but Iowa State's been really good at the secondary. So I'm not as worried about that matchup as maybe others are, because they can sit on the pass if they can't get the run going. If you're Texas Tech, right? That's when the problem starts. If the run game really gets going for the Red Raiders, now this secondary stressed out a little bit more, having to come down and play the wrong, and now the elite talent on the outside for Tech causes problems. But I'm worried that that's not going to be the case with Iowa State understanding what they really need to do this week. Just Texas Tech defensively is abysmal. I'm not sure how we went so far backwards in this Joey McGuire era, but we've gotten really bad, and it's not.
They started as a good defense his first year.
That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense, and you have all those connections within the state, and it's gotten that bad because it's not just a scheme issue. It's a talent issue. There's talent issues everywhere. And Rocco's not a guy who's going to beat himself. If you were going to get him from Rocco beating himself, it had to happen against UCF, because it's weird. One was a little fluky. One of them was probably never should have been thrown in the first place. Nonetheless, right? That's when you probably should have got him. He's not going to turn it over a ton. Now, I think there's just an opportunity for Iowa State to slow this thing down and play their identity. I don't really assume that they're going to just try to stretch things out and get fancy in the run game and get fancy in the pass game. It's going to be in and out of Rocco's hands. It's going to be a good run game, supplemented with the play action, pass it in some spots. It's just going to be simple, vanilla, easy, and Iowa State should have a chance to win this one pretty easy.
That's where I see it as well. I think it's interesting you mentioned the turnovers from Rocco Beck against UCF. I think if it's very similar to my breakdown of Georgia and Florida. I think if you're Texas Tech, you need those mistakes to stay in this one defensively, because you need a pick six here and there. Don't fumble it going into the end zone. But if you get that, then you kind of get yourself in a sticky situation on the road against a top 15 team. But if you don't, I think I agree, JP. I think they can finally slow it down. Use Sama. I mean, we haven't talked about him much, or Jake has on his show, but Carson Hansen's been great for this Iowa State team on the back half, broken off some runs the last couple of weeks. If they can settle the game down, keep Texas Tech's offense off the field, I don't think they can do enough on the defensive side of the ball with Rocco Becht and how smooth and good he's been this year. No sophomore slump, that I think the Clones roll and cover the number at home. I think it's a good spot for Iowa State and Texas Tech, just like UCF, should have been a good game for Iowa State on their schedule, and has just kind of shot themselves in the foot enough to make it not as exciting. Reese.
Yeah, back-to-back losses to Baylor and then TCU. Like, the defense is definitely what's the Achilles heel of this football team. Offensively, you got Morton, who's only got three interceptions, 17 touchdowns, thrown for over 2,000 yards. So, guy's a good quarterback, and Taj Brooks is 75 yards off of 1,000 8 games into the season. It's like, this is a Texas Tech team with athletes, and they know what they're doing over there. Just that defense, I think, is the issue. You got Rocco back to the other side, Matt Campbell. Just turn the ball a whole lot. They take care of it, what they're doing with it. Getting this game in Jack Trice, too. I just think, just like what Parker said, it's a good spot for the Clones. Texas Tech is kind of stumbling at this moment. You know, you come off the back-to-back losses, and then when you play Colorado next week as well, too, who has one of the higher-powered offenses in this conference, too. So defense has got to do something here to make a stand. If they got to find a way to force two turnovers, keep themselves in this game. Because if Iowa State's going to keep the ball and slow it down like they do and just keep out of that offense's hands, I just don't know what Texas Tech is going to have to be able to keep them around in this ball game that often. So defense has got to be big here. We just haven't seen it yet. So that's why you just lean Clones in this spot.
All right. Roundtable style. Reese, you kick us off. Who wins? Who covers? What's the score?
I'll take Iowa State's going to win this one. They're going to cover it. I'll take like a 34-20.
Math.
Okay, there's some points there. Just
cover
barely over the cover. The number's in the right spot.
I'll take 34-17, 34-20.
We might have a based unanimous here decision, but I'm going to take Iowa State as well. I like them in this spot. I think they actually stumble on Texas Tech's offense. I think they actually take a step back this week against this Iowa State secondary. I like Iowa State to win this one pretty handily, pretty easily, about a 30-7 or 30-10 game. JP.
44-27. I'll take the Clones here. I don't think you get the stops that you need, but you trade touchdowns for field goals, and that makes all the difference. Now, this is burying the weather. Like, real possibility it's just raining all day in Ames, and that just
it's gone down a little bit. The rain possibility. It's down to like
Midwest,
60%.
It's the Midwest. We have no idea until 45 minutes before kickoff, and even that might be too far out to actually know.
Change.
It's just how it is, Mother Nature. But all right, Jake, give us your score prediction. It doesn't have to match the show, but it probably should for branding.
Yeah, and I'm glad we're going to put the unanimous pick on my Cyclones. But Iowa State has covered 5 of the last 6 outside of UCF last week. So we'll just, if you're a bettor, just keep rolling with them. The Clones have been covering the number decently this year. So, yep, I'll take Iowa State.
All right, there it is. Iowa State, the unanimous decision from the Play the Fight song crew.